All right, so it's absolutely my job here before I start this review to let you all know that this film is strictly for adults only, no one else. And those are not my words. Actually, that's exactly what it says in the beginning of this film. So anyway, we're going to get into the review of this new film that's going to be dropping on Shudder. So let's start the review of this one right now. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel today for another review. It is Niger alongside of Zero, and we're here to break down another movie review. So today we're going to be reviewing the film Fried Berry, which is going to be dropping on Shudder as a Shudder original May 7th. This film is brought to you by the writer and director, and he also stars in this as well, Ryan Kruger.
Man, so Fried Berry. Fried Berry, y'all. This is one hell of a trip. We're following a strung out Barry, as title suggests, and he's been used as a vehicle and taken for a joyride, to say the least, by an alien presence. And man, this alien's experience in human shoes is one to never be forgotten.
You know, what's intriguing about this is that I'm always a huge fan of a film that was originally a short, then becomes a feature-length film. And it's always like, all right, a lot of people must have dug it enough, must have got enough budgeting to move forward with it. So it did earn 57 original selections and 12 wins of film festivals all over the world. So it's pretty good. And the short was in 2017, and then ultimately now becoming a feature-length. Being picked up and being released by Shudder. So that's hell of a good backstory to that. And it's a South African film. And I have to say that when you talk about a joyride, yeah, it seems like it goes down in Cape Town.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Look, I have to premise this by saying, folks, in the comments, tag your favorite YouTube reaction page, because I need to see some of the reactions to the craziness that goes down in this film.
Man, y'all should have seen our chat watching this movie. It was just, oh my God, bro, are you serious? I can't believe this. What's going on?
I didn't see barriers be pushed. And this one just went above and beyond. Every single time I was like, there's no way they could do anything crazier than that. And they was like, yeah, well, hold my beer. And it's just wildness. And I'm just going to say, before we even get any further in the film, that I absolutely enjoyed this film so much more than I ever thought I would. I had a feeling it was going to be a little bit trippy, but I laughed the entire time. This film did give me a very entertaining, about an hour and a half, joyride of just complete foolishness, nonsense, and all sorts of things. And I also got to say that Gary Green, who plays Barry, he does such a phenomenal, unorthodox performance. Yeah. I mean, facial expressions alone, he killed it. But like, man, I just want to know how much fun he had in this.
What did he do to prepare to be inhabited by an alien? Because it reads on the screen really well. That guy looks like he was possessed by an otherworldly being.
Yes.
Even though he just looks like a dude. Great job on that part.
Yes. And like, I almost was going to build this film in comparison to like, yo, this is The Hangover on steroids. But then like, even that idea is like, all right, now hold my beer. Because it really just doubles down on the complete craziness of the ride. I like want to talk about maybe a few specific points. I don't want to spoil everything for you all, but like, there's definitely some things I just got to say that is just so crazy in this film. Like, this man, Barry, has so much sex in this film. And it's funny because somebody told him he was not going to get any. And then he went and had one after another, after another, after another. And I'm just like, dude, what is happening?
He said, hold my beer.
Yeah.
Be right back.
I can also I could also confidently say, not that I ever have, but I could confidently say moving forward that I never ever have any intentions ever on doing heroin, because
Yes.
as a result of that, I don't want no parts of this night.
Anyone watching, if you're thinking about experimenting with drugs, just hold on for 2 hours, watch this first, and then maybe come back to that thought. Seriously.
Another thing I've thought I really enjoyed with this is that there's a club scene, much like a rave, and I thought the music, the entire time, the music and the score, I just enjoyed because it just added that extra level of intensity and hype to all the foolishness. So like, no matter what, you always found yourself like really on like a really up tempo feeling, either because of the foolishness you're watching or just because of the score alone. So like, I definitely, and I said this about another film in the past, that if you're going to do a club scene, and especially if you're going to do a club scene featuring EDM, or if you know the artist or somebody in the film is a DJ of some sort, by all means, the music has to be good. And like it was, if I felt like I was in there, and I think that's part of the filmmaking process, is always wanting to make sure that the viewers connect with what's happening on screen. And the music is the easiest one to do. And like, you don't feel like you're part of that scene, whether you feel like you're in that club setting or you're ready to dance yourself, then it's a huge problem. But in this one, absolutely felt like Barry was getting trippy inside the club. And I was right next to him getting trippy.
I wrote this down also, the music, the score, and everything. And it started with that club scene, right? So it started with the bumping, and you know, it felt good. It was like, okay, I could really hear this in the club. And then throughout the movie, it holds that I think it was really relating to like the kind of bad trip scene. You know, people are going to do drugs, people have bad trips. A lot of them take place in rave culture like this. And so this music is like still going on in the background while somebody could be having a bad trip, but that music could be warped. And you know, what's going through your ears isn't necessarily what the artist is playing. So as we go up and down through this joyride, it's still kind of the same genre of music, but it gets distorted and it makes you almost feel like you're in this bad trip with poor Barry. Poor. Actually, I don't even know if it's poor Barry. I want to say maybe halfway through, he was really feeling it. He was really feeling this joyride, and it wasn't so scary anymore as it was just intriguing. But still, it's very in and out and foggy and hazy, and then it's clear. And then, you know, he stumbles into something else. And then you kind of get that very trippy, warped feeling with the score there. And I really enjoyed that. I definitely wrote that down too. It did that very well.
Yeah, I agree to a point that you said too. Like the night was just relentless for him. It was one thing after another. And I also had more of a roller coaster of emotions towards him because I was at times like, poor Barry. And I was like, yeah, Barry, that's my guy. Like, he goes through a lot, man. And like, that's, I have to say, that's what I also liked about the film, is the unpredictability of events. Like, things were just going left and right. And I just did not, every single moment, I was just like, oh my God, there's no way this is about to happen. I can't believe they're going there. I didn't see this coming. I was just on the edge of my seat because I just really had no clue what was the story. One scene after another.
Yeah. And so, you're right. It's kind of hard. It was kind of hard to like get your footing as to what you're feeling towards Barry. Because first, he is a very typical heroin addict. Yeah. Somebody who deals with substance abuse, trying to uphold a home, and you know, it can get ugly. And the beginning of the movie, this guy is he's kind of a D-bag, you know. He's not the greatest guy. He's got issues. His family's got issues. And then this whole possession thing happens, and I'm almost like, good for him. I'm almost like, this is what you need, low key. And you see it with the way that he acts with people. It's more like a curious, like, you know, trying to learn instead of just, you know, the typical brush it off. I just need my fix and let's keep it moving. And I almost feel like this is what Barry needed.
Yeah.
You know, he needed this humbling, extremely raw human experience to hopefully learn to not be a D-bag in the future. Hopefully.
I swear I had so many different opinions about him because I was like, oh, this guy's clearly a bum. He's up to no good. But like overall, he got a lot of good luck, a lot of good fortune. He's done some good work for the public, should I say.
Yeah.
Sumerian work. Sumerian, am I saying that right? Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Samaritan. There we go. Yeah. And yeah, like he had friends. He's done some douchey things. And he also was just kind of a shell of a body at times. Just like, oh, poor Barry. He's just kind of stuck in this awkward position. And like, yeah, this is a lot to happen. There's a few things I'm kind of screened here, but like, yeah, it's a lot that goes on.
It's funny because usually this isn't the first time that we've seen this, you know, general plot. Like a human gets abducted by aliens and then they get probed to hell and then sent back to Earth to do whatever the hell the aliens sent you to do. We've seen that before. But this was so unique because you're not really sure at all if this is malicious.
Yeah.
And I really feel like he was more malicious before getting probed and poked and prodded than he was actually during his joyride. And it was so interesting to me because that's, you know, that's where the fear comes from is, you know, we don't really know who we are. We don't know who's walking among us. You know, it could be anyone, anything. But this time it's just like, this guy is just curious. He wants to know how humans work. Yeah. And that's another thing that I really rocked with in this movie. And it was so, like, to a bare minimum, it was just human. Yeah. And it looks crazy. It looks absolutely crazy. But then I started thinking, like, is this what human behavior looks like from the outside?
That club scene is very accurate.
Is this what we really look like? And I kind of was believing it, you know, like human culture is really weird. We don't know why we do things the way that we do. We don't know why we act this way. Yeah. And to be on the other side trying to understand humans, it's like, we're complex. We don't make any sense. What is going on? Yeah. And the scripts were flipped there, and I really rock with it. It was cool.
Yeah. A lot of other things I just kind of want to just touch on really quickly is that, like, there's you know, while this movie is definitely circused around Barry, there's a lot of other good characters, animated characters that just are a lot of fun. So you know, some of the scenes that some of these other characters kind of complement with Barry also just heightens some of the craziness that happens.
Yeah, and it just shows how freaking weird we are. These zany characters, and the alien is the chill, normal one.
Yeah. I will say this too. There's something that this film does that I don't know if I've seen in the film. And if I have, it's been a very, very, very long time. This film has an intermission in it at about the 50-minute mark. This thing says, chill out, go get you some popcorn, whatever it may be. This is legitimately an intermission. And like, I almost want to say the timing is great for it because you get a lot.
I said to Najir, I was like, I'm gonna take this break. I think I deserve this break. I earned it at this point. And I was shocked to know that we were only at the halfway point when the intermission started. I was like, I got another whole half a movie. Lord, where's this gonna go? No idea where it's gonna go. And you will have no idea where it's gonna go. I promise you.
I will say this, that the first part of the film is a little bit, well, not a little bit. The first part of the film is definitely more freaky and more trippy. And then the second part, I will say, gets a little bit more brutal, more gory and mellow, but also does the rest of the storytelling to like bring the whole plot full circle. Because like the first half would almost could be considered mindless because it's the trip. And you're like, what the hell is happening? But like the second half, sort of less, reels it back in just a little bit, just so you can understand, like, yeah, there is some form of a plot here. It's very fun. and very entertaining. And that's kind of the demeanor that you need to go into this. It's like, don't take this serious. Have fun. This is an excellent Friday night film. Matter of fact, this is probably an excellent drive-in theater. Experience.
Man,
I would have a lot of fun with something like this.
Yeah.
But it's totally cool. And I will say, there is no mid-credit, after-credit scene, but the credit reads alone is bananas. So like, it just is the icing of the cake of everything that you experienced once watching this film. So overall, like, I enjoyed it. I thought this was fun, and I really loved it.
My first thought when the credits roll was like, man, give me the damn Blu-ray. Give me the Blu-ray. I want the Blu-ray. I want to watch this again. I want some special features.
Yeah.
This was just fun. It was really fun. And for people who like to speculate on movies, which I sometimes do, this is not the one. You will not know where this movie's going. Up until the intermission, as Najir explained before, it's just a joyride. And I actually kind of thought it was a little directionless on purpose. Because it's like when you're in a situation like this, well, you would never be in a situation like this, but say you're a person at a rave and you're having a bad trip. Who knows?
Yeah.
You know,
your night is very young at this point.
The night is very young. And this character, Barry, he's the hollow shell, and the story is everywhere else. And he just kind of goes with the flow. So don't speculate. Just enjoy this crazy ride. But as Najir mentioned before, the second act brings it full circle, so you don't completely lose your mind. We get a little empathetic, which is nice. You can tie up some strings there however you want to perceive the movie. I perceived it in more of the like, humans are nuts, so just take a step back and look at this. Like, look at us. Let's be real. It was a humbling human experience is how I took it. But besides that, just maybe have a beer handy, or wine, or like whatever you're into.
You have your warning. Definitely kick back, enjoy your beverage of choice when watching this. And I, again, to the performance of Gary Green, fantastic job as Barry, and Ryan Kruger, who written, directed, and stars in this also. Fantastic job. And like, hey, I'm here for the sequel, so let's make it happen. Also, I didn't get to say the cinematography in this is really done well, because a lot of the trippy moments with the really vivid colors, much like movies like Color Space and Mandy, it is very, it's bright, but it's not like the bright that you have to give that whole disclaimer about, you know, the lasers or any of that sort. So like, it's done well that it gets this point over, but it also doesn't strain your eyes. And that's super important for some people who do suffer with like any type of visual issues when you're talking about colors and stuff like that. I mean, some people even stay away from movies that even hear the word trippy because they know they're going to go down that type of route. Just being a color blast from hell and you're just all spaced out. Yeah, you're not going to get that here. You will get you will get the colors, but they're not overly bright that it just takes you out of it, you know. The
trippy's on the inside, man. Not on the
outside. But yeah, folks, Friedberry, again, is a Shudder original. It is premiering May 7th. Jump in the comments and let us know, did you make it to the end of this trippy ride, or did you end up lost and abducted like Barry, gone to space, who I will be perfectly okay if he decides he wants to come back and do this one more time, because this is a good time. And if you're from Cape Town, South Africa, if there's any bit of realism and authenticity to this, let us know, because we don't want to come. But all seriousness, though, we want to know all your comments and thoughts about this film. Go in there, have a good time. Do have your beverage of choice or whatever it is that you like to do. And kick back, because this one's fun. And I haven't looked at anybody else's reviews. I typically don't. And I can see how some people could want to be critical for no reason. And I can also see how this may not be somebody's cup of tea. But I can ensure that I laugh religiously for the first 40 minutes without a missing a beat. Like, it just was crazy. So hopefully you do the same too. Any closing remarks from you?
I don't know.
As she slowly gets abducted.
Yeah, I will definitely be going to my fridge for a beer after this. Those are my closing remarks. Have fun with this one. Allow yourself to let go and just say WTF.
Yep, that's it. That's it. Well, anyway, folks, stay tuned. We got more reviews dropping very soon. So drop in the comments, like I said. Let us know your thoughts. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.